Would you rather be a famous person or a happy deer? For me, it's the latter. I just saw 2 deer, and they look pretty happy.
Can I choose between a famous person and a happy bird? We have a deer problem here, major Lyme's disease epidemic, which I'm sure you have problems with there. So that's my answer. Between a famous person and a happy animal, I'll pick the happy animal.
Okay. But although I'm known on YouTube, I'm really glad I'm not famous.
Me too.
Because there's a separation between self and fiction that comes with fame. I mean, if you think about it, famous people generally, become problematic. They have trouble with relationships. They have drug habits, etc.
In my little corner of the world, people know me. They know my name, and I'll be out and I'll meet someone. They'll go, "Oh, I heard about you," and it's mostly through theater, and some of the things that I do, my volunteer work and my community involvement. And I have had the experience of being out in a restaurant and having someone come over to me and saying, "Oh, I saw you in that play. You were so good." Did I like it? Yeah. But I can't even imagine what that must be like to have that happen to you all the time. I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it. Yeah. It would suck.
Same thing with money. There's sort of an inverse relationship between happiness and money.
Sorry. I want money.
Pause.
I always say, money doesn't buy happiness, but it makes the pursuit of it much easier.
Just for a second. Think about somebody that you know that you believe is truly happy.
I don't know anyone
and
who's truly happy.
As to why you think they're happy.
I couldn't think of anyone.
I'd be interested to see those comments. So, for people that are, quote, famous on YouTube or want to be, I guess I'd caution that it's a bottomless pit. And I think that's why people burn out on YouTube, is that they're in continued pursuit for external approval.
Everything in moderation.
In the form of subscribers or ratings or views or comments. And ultimately they find out that that's not satisfying. What is satisfying about YouTube? I love creating videos. Sometimes just the act of creating them, whether they do well or not. I love meeting other creators. I find that really rewarding.
Me too. I like meeting people.
And I think what I find most treasuresome about YouTube is meeting people with whom I'd otherwise have no contact. People that I don't share
is the bottom line.
Geographic proximity
meeting people I never would have met.
People that are not in the same socioeconomic class, or people that I wouldn't otherwise meet. Because I find that very interesting.
And I think bottom line with me is I love people, despite all the reasons that have been shown me not to. I do, and I just love meeting people.
But the fame thing is fleeting. And I lost my cell phone the other day, so I've had an opportunity to listen to some Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle, I have to remember that.
Tolle, but let me just play you a clip of this. Is sort of sort of a spiritualist.
But how doesn't apply here, because you are yourself already. Just stop adding unnecessary baggage to who you already are. But I don't know who I am. I don't know what it means to be myself. If you can be absolutely comfortable with not knowing who you are, then what's left is who you are.
Yeah, I have a problem with that. I think it's really important to look within and try to get to know who you are. Or maybe I'm just not understanding him, but how can you be comfortable with not knowing who you are? I know there are people like that, but I just...
The being behind is human, a field of pure potentiality rather than something that is already defined. Give up defining yourself, to yourself or to others.
So that's the thing. If you start to define yourself as a YouTube person, does it risk blocking out who you really are?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes I make fun
Just
of
ask
the
my
whole
husband.
YouTube web-leverty thing. That's the whole purpose of viral video genius. I don't believe I'm a viral video genius. But other times I get caught up in the role and start to look for external validation and try to figure out who I am based on what other people say and comment. And you can't find happiness externally.
Ultimately, that's absolutely the truth. And it goes back to getting to know yourself and getting to like yourself. All right, well, this was kind of like a conversation. And thank you for the post. It was interesting, and I'd like to. I'm going to look at the responses. I just watched Wingers. She is really hilarious. But all right, thanks a lot, Kevin.